So I have a helper today. So this is Dane at JONAH Guitars. I have a helper. My granddaughter's filming this for me. She's Vivian, age 6, just turned 6. So I just wanted to say Merry Christmas. I'm just putting this on the front end of this next video about the BAKELITE pickguard. And I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas because I'm not going to get an opportunity. I'm traveling. We're in Champaign right now, Illinois. And so once again, thanks for your support this year and for watching the videos and making comments and all that. And thank you and Merry Christmas and great New Year. Thanks a lot. All right, folks, this is Dane, JONAH Guitars. We are doing a quick little thing here. Got a guy has this Bigsby guitar, wants a BAKELITE pickguard for it. I don't know what happened to the original pickguard. It was not on the guitar. The screws are in the body. But I did a little test cut on this BAKELITE. I've been reading all kinds of horror stories about how hard this is to work with. And this is definitely not plastic because I did a little test cut. It cut fine. But, you know, I'm a little nervous that some of the, you get too close to a point or something, it might just, you know, crack or shatter on you. So I'm going to be very careful while I cut this. I made, let me open this up. I made a pattern last night, and then I did not have any spray glue. I was going to carry on with it last night. This was the pattern that, well, this was one of the patterns that he made. This was the pattern that I more or less used with a little refinement, this guy right here. So this worked, except that this horn wasn't quite shaped right, so I reshaped that. And needed more past the screw. Here, I'll show you. This is my pattern, and the screw was really close to the original edge, so I just put a piece of tape on it and reshaped that. Now that's got a point on it. It's not going to be pointy, but I want to get the thing cut out before I, you know, I'm going to just shape it on a sander. I would normally make a pattern if I were going to do, if it's a one-off, I'm just going to make the pickguard and sand the pickguard to fit. And this is a one-off, so but if I want to do something repeatable, I will make a pattern and then I will cut the pickguard close and then I will route it. Well, I'm not going to take a chance routing this BAKELITE. He also sent me this book to look at, but I'm leaving town, so I'd love to be able to check this book out, but can't do it. Let's try and get this done tonight so that I can get it back to him tomorrow before I leave town. So these are the screws right here that were in the body, and I'm going to reuse those. So I've marked all the existing holes. I'm going to, oh, I can't tell if you can see this thing. This is an interesting guitar. I think this is a remake. I'm not 100% sure how long or how, you know, when Bigsby stopped building guitars, but it's kind of a unique, it looks wider than 1 3/4 strictly because it doesn't have any roundovers on it, but it's 1 3/4. I measured it because I think that thing's 2 inches wide, but, or thick rather, but it's not. And it's got a different type of Bigsby thing going on here. It actually says Smith on it, and a little crink in the arm there. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe it's clearance in the case or something, I don't know. And some unique looking pickups. So anyway, this thing is just going to stay in the case. There's no need for me to even have it out of the case for what I'm doing. So, I'll get all that back in there. Okay, and so I got to this point last night and I ran out of spray glue. And so I'm going to, I got some more. I'm going to spray the paper only because I don't want to get a bunch of goo all over this, and then I will adhere that to here, and then I will go ahead and cut this piece out, and hopefully if that goes well, then I will continue to cut away at this piece, and I will drill these holes before I cut right down to the line because I want to have as much meat supporting that as possible. I've heard nothing but absolute horrible things about how difficult Bakelite is to work, so I'm just going to take every precaution. I've got, as you can see, I have a lot of pieces that I could do this, but if this first one doesn't work, I'm not going to have time to keep trying this tonight and get it back to him before I leave for my Christmas break. So anyway, yeah, that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to go spray this. I'll be back after it's stuck on there. So now I have glue on this thing, so of course it's going to get all fiddly. Well, it's touched down here, so let's just let it do its thing. Alright, that looks alright. I just left the tape here on it. It's not going to hurt a thing. Okay, so that is... I want to make a couple things clear. There's plastic on top of this, just like there would be on any pickguard material. So I glued this to the plastic so that when it's done and I peel the plastic off, this will come off. It won't leave any residue on the pickguard. The other thing is, it may look like my fingers were stupidly close to the bandsaw, and they were, but I want to make sure that this isn't bouncing. I know that when I cut plexiglass or lucite in my table saw, if it ever catches there, of course the blade's coming at it a little differently. It'll shatter the plexiglass. So I'm going to be having my fingers close to the blade. I'm of course going to be paying attention. I am also going to probably cut maybe an 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch wide of where I need to be, just to be sure that you know, if something does decide to crack, maybe it won't crack into the pickguard. So I got to add a couple lines here. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drill these holes while I still have lots of meat, kind of protecting the, well, I should hold that up where you can see it. Anyway, kind of protecting the edges as I drill. So there again, I will go very gently. I've got the screws. I can check and make sure that when I countersink the holes, I'm going to countersink them a little big so that it won't be easy to put pressure on the pick guard without the bottom side of the screw actually hitting the wood. So it'll kind of mediate that pressure. Hopefully, we'll see. Okay, we got the holes drilled and the countersunked, and this, I don't know if this is, I got a feeling this might not just be straight up standard old-fashioned Bakelite, because it seems a little waxy when I was countersinking these things. I drilled the holes in 2 stages. I just went from a 2mm to whatever, it was 120 thousandths, whatever, almost 1/8 of an inch. So I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to do this. It's going to make noisy. It's going to make noise, and I'm going to try to keep my arm out of my own light, so maybe I got to move this around a little bit and see how that works. That's better. Okay. And here we go. I could see my pencil lines on here pretty good before I glued it down, but they're kind of dark. They're kind of gotten blended in with the background. So I'm going to hit my pencil lines again, darken that up. I was kind of roughing it to the paper because even the paper, I have some to go down after that. So I'll be back. I've really only got a couple critical places here. The pickup rings and this piece that goes right up against the neck. So as long as those fit. Now I couldn't see my line here, so I'm just going to get close and then I'll go and touch it up directly according to how it fits. And then of course the flat lines I'm going to get on the disc sander. So let's give that another whirl here. I'm going to go check this on the guitar and see. I'm sure it's not there. All right, folks, so it definitely needs some adjustment. Obviously, I'm not even close on most of it. I'm going to take some of the flats off. I'm pointing over here at my disc sander, which you can't see. And I'm not going to film every last bit of this, you know. This is my table for the 71 or 2 Telecaster body here. So I have to move that now. Okay. I'll bring you back in after I get things fitted. All right, so here we go. It's fit on here. Pull the plastic off of it, and go ahead and get it screwed down. Okay, we just make contact and stop with this thing. There we go. Piece of something. There we go. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think we're done. I think it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna put a screw right there. You might zip a little bit. You might want one there. I just don't think it's necessary. So we'll see. Oh, a piece of tape. That's it. So I don't think this was like real live Bakelite. Maybe something that is made to look like Bakelite. And yeah, not sure. Anyway, that's it. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I wasn't really trying to teach you anything. It was an experiment for me. So we'll catch you next time. Take care.